Hi everyone, and welcome to the channel that helps you speak English naturally and understand real conversations, the kind you'll actually hear, not just the ones in textbooks. Here you'll find everyday English you can use right away, real accents and natural conversations, and subtitles in over 20 languages. Ask for more if you need them. We make learning fun, practical, and something you'll actually use. Today we're in the kitchen, but not just to eat. We're learning essential cooking vocabulary that English speakers actually use, plus a few extra tips and expressions so you sound confident and natural. From the equipment you need, to the skills you use, to the words for cooking like a pro. It's all here. Let's get started.
Otto, what are you doing here and what is that smell?
It's curry. I thought that I would help by making the curry for you.
But the whole point of my podcast is that the viewers watch us make it, and then they can try and do the same at home.
Oh, I'm sorry, Emily. I think I misunderstood. But now that I have practiced, it'll be very easy to do it again. This time for the viewers.
Well, if that smell is your curry, I'm not sure we want to do it again. Let's at least have a look at it and see what it looks like. Where is it?
It's right here, in the boiler.
Otto, that's a kettle.
I've always called it a boiler. The recipe said to boil the curry, and this boils things, so this is what I used.
But a kettle is used to boil water only. To make tea or coffee, you don't make food in it. Anyway, now that you've done it, let me see what it looks like. Is that a whole onion floating at the top?
Ah, yes. There were words in the recipe that I didn't understand. Let me see. Oh, yes, chop. It said to chop the onions, but I don't know this word. I didn't think it would make a lot of difference.
I think it actually makes a lot of difference. So, what other words did you ignore?
Oh, there were many. Let me see. Oh yes, slice, crush, drizzle. I like the sound of that, but I have no idea what it means. Also, there was pinch, and they talk about pots and pans. What's the difference? They're all used for cooking. And a knife is a knife, I thought. But no, here they have different names for them as well.
So, not only did you put a whole onion in there, you also put a whole bulb of garlic. And didn't measure anything else like salt.
I have no idea what a bulb of garlic is, but probably. And no, I didn't actually measure anything. But I have watched some of your videos, and in one, Oliver explained the word plenty, so I understand that. And I use plenty of everything.
I think that's a very good reason to just throw it out and start again. As we go through the rest of this video, you'll learn all of those words and more. So let's get this, whatever it might be called, thrown in that dirty rubbish bin that is for some unknown reason in my nice clean kitchen, and get on with the podcast. We'll be back in literally seconds with the latest episode of The Emily Aesthetic, the podcast that teaches everything for life.
Everything?
Clean, Otto. Hello, and welcome to another episode of The Emily Aesthetic. Today we're going to be cooking a curry, and a good friend of mine, Otto, has popped by to help. So, Otto, whenever we're cooking, the first thing to do is get everything that we're going to need out and ready. That will be your job.
I'm happy to help, Emily. Just tell me what you need.
For this recipe, you will need a chopping board, a sharp knife, a big pot, a frying pan, and a wooden spoon.
And where will I find all these things?
Okay, cut there, Max. So, did you get all that? Was it okay?
Well, apart from the last bit, I'll have to edit that.
Great. Can you help Otto to find the things that we need?
I have no idea where they would be. Addy usually looks after all the props. Addy, can you come and help Otto for a moment?
Addy, we need to find the equipment needed for this recipe. Can you help Otto, please?
Wow. It takes all four of us to find a few pieces of kitchen equipment. You know what they say. Too many cooks spoil the broth.
Emily's not making broth. That's a type of soup. She's making a curry.
I know that, Max. It's an idiom. It means if too many people try to help, everything gets messy and nothing gets done.
Well, it seems you're the only one who knows where to find everything, so could you help just this time?
Okay, everything is stored in the pantry, just over here.
Pantry. That's a new word for me. What's a pantry?
A pantry is a small room or cupboard in which food and kitchen equipment is kept.
Emily, is this the chopping board that you need?
That's it, Otto. Now look for a sharp knife.
Like this?
No, that's a table knife, the type that you eat with. We need one for slicing and chopping. It should have a pointed end.
Like this one?
Perfect. Now we need a big cooking pot.
Is this what you mean?
No, that's a frying pan. We need one of those, so bring it anyway. A cooking pot should be much deeper.
Oh, I think this one.
That's it. And finally, we need a wooden spoon. Hopefully you know what one of those looks like. So now we've got all of our equipment ready, let's get on with preparation.
So let's recap the vocabulary from that scene. First, we had a chopping board. We also had a cooking pot, which is a deep pot for boiling foods like soup. Next, there was a frying pan, which we could describe as a shallow pan. Shallow means not deep. And then we had knives. There are many different types of knife. We saw two types. A table knife, which is what we would use to cut our food when we are eating. And the other knife we could generally call a kitchen knife. These are sharper, and as we will see in the next scene, used for chopping, slicing, dicing, and even crushing. On a different note, Addie introduced us to an idiom. This was, too many cooks spoil the broth. It means if too many people try to control something, it usually ends in disaster. This is an idiom that can be used anywhere. It isn't just for kitchen disasters. Let's go back to the kitchen and see what's next.
Right, now that we've got everything ready, it's time to start preparing the ingredients.
We don't just put everything in like I did?
No, Otto, we need to prepare the vegetables first. For most of these, we will start by peeling.
Okay, and what is peeling?
It's when we take the outer layer, or skin, off of the vegetable.
Ah, so all vegetables have a skin?
Yes, although it should more accurately be called a peel, but usually when we're just talking, we would say skin.
So you want me to peel the peel?
Yes, that would be correct. The verb is the same as the noun. That's probably why informally we would just say peel the onion. Or we might say peel off the skin. Because peel the peel sounds, just wrong.
And do we peel all vegetables?
Ah, well that's a topic for a whole video of its own. That topic would be healthy eating, and I'm sure we'll do one about that soon. But for our recipe today, yes, we will peel everything.
Okay, and once we have peeled the vegetables, what's next? I did say that right, didn't I? The past tense of peel is peeled, yes?
It is. So, next we will be slicing and chopping.
Okay, I saw these words in the recipe. What is the difference?
Slicing is when we cut things into thin, flat pieces. When chopping, you cut them more to make much smaller pieces.
And there was one final instruction for the preparation that I didn't understand. That was crush.
Yes, we have to crush the garlic for this recipe. After we've peeled it, of course. Crush is a word that we use a lot, not just in cooking, but it has a very similar meaning mostly. It means to press something very hard so that it is broken or its shape is destroyed. To crush the garlic, you can use the side of the knife to press down on it and crush it.
Okay, good. I think that I understand all of that, so shall I get on with the preparation?
Let's recap what we've just learned about peel, skin, chop, slice, and crush, all words you'll hear in any kitchen. First, the skin of a vegetable is the thin outer layer, like the skin of an apple. Sometimes people say peel instead, but peel is also a verb. Like when you peel a potato, you take the peel off. Technically, you could say peel the peel, but that sounds strange, so we don't. Instead, we say peel the potato or take off the skin. Now the verbs. Chop means to cut into small, uneven pieces, like chopping onions for a stew. Slice means cutting into thin, flat pieces, like slicing tomatoes for a sandwich. And crush means to press something hard so it breaks, like crushing garlic with the side of a knife. These words will help you sound much more natural when you talk about cooking, and that's what we're all here for. In the next scene, you'll hear words like boil, simmer, pour, and season. And remember, every step in cooking has its own verb, and the more you know, the easier it is to describe exactly what's happening. Let's head back to the kitchen and see how our chef and her, let's call him an eager assistant, get on.
Okay, Otto, this is the real cooking part of the podcast. So, I'm going to tell you everything that you need to do before we start. Are you ready?
I think so. What is it that I must do first?
Now imagine you've added some onions to a frying pan. We stir them until they soften. Soften just means they're not crunchy anymore, and they look a little transparent.
These are the onions that I chopped earlier, yes? And in the frying pan, do we need to put anything else to cook them?
Oh yes, I'm sorry, Otto. I didn't explain that very well. Yes, it's the onions that you chopped, and in the pan you need to just drizzle some vegetable oil.
Well, that's another new word for me. Drizzle. What does that mean?
It means that you just put enough oil to cover the bottom of the pan, not too much.
So I fry the onions. This is frying, isn't it? Until they are soft and a little transparent. That means that I can almost see through them, yes?
Yes, it is frying. And yes, transparent means that you can see through something. Then we add garlic and ginger, and we sprinkle them. Sprinkle means to drop small amounts evenly over the food. After that, you pour in the tomatoes. Pour means let the liquid flow out in a steady stream.
And then we bring it to a boil?
Yes, boil means lots of big bubbles.
Okay, and then what?
Once it's boiling, reduce the heat and let it simmer.
Ah, here's another word that I don't know.
Ah, yes. Simmer means that it is bubbling still, but there's smaller, gentler bubbles.
Okay, so when the liquid is bubbling a lot, it is boiling, and then I turn down the heat until it just bubbles a little, and that is simmering.
You're catching on. Finally, we season. Seasoning is adding things to improve the flavor. In this case, we will use a pinch of salt. A pinch is what you can hold between your thumb and finger. Any more, and it will taste too salty.
And that's everything?
Well, I think that's enough for now. When we get all that done, we can pause and prepare for the next part.
Let's quickly review the key cooking words from today's final scene. We had soften. This means to make food less hard, usually by cooking. Soften is not just a cooking word. It can be used to talk about anything you're making less hard. We also had transparent. Once again, this is a word that can be used anywhere and means when something lets light through, like onions after cooking, or more usually the glass in your windows. Next was drizzle, which means to pour a thin stream of liquid, usually oil or sauce, and in our example, just enough to cover the bottom of a pan. There was also frying, which is cooking food in hot oil or fat. And sprinkle, meaning to scatter small pieces or drops over something. In our example, they sprinkled the crushed garlic. Next, we had pour, which means to let liquid flow steadily from a container. For example, you could pour water from a bottle. We had boil, meaning to heat until large bubbles rise. You would boil water to make tea. And also simmer, meaning to cook at a lower temperature with small bubbles. If you thought season meant a time of the year like summer or winter, you would be right. But in cooking it means to add spices, herbs, or salt to improve flavour. Finally, we had a pinch of salt. This is the small amount you can hold between your finger and thumb, and in cooking a rough way of measuring. And that, my friends, brings us to the end of our delicious adventure. Now, you know the drill. If you found this lesson helpful, or at least mildly entertaining, please click like. Hit subscribe and turn on the notification bell so you never miss our next episode. Remember, your likes and comments are the secret ingredient that keeps this channel alive. Without you, we're just a lonely kitchen with no one to feed. So, from my heart to yours, thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see you next week for another serving of English that's fresh, tasty, and guaranteed not to burn. Goodbye, and take care out there.